Lead by example. Modeling the behavior you expect. What works well? Es bueno. Leadership is more than words. It's about living the values you want to see in others. When leaders consistently model the behavior they expect from their teams, it creates trust, accountability, and cohesion. This kind of leadership builds a foundation where everyone knows what success looks like because they see it in you. Real world experience. I've seen it countless times. Leaders telling us to do one thing while doing the opposite themselves. Whether it's replying to emails and scrolling through Teams during meetings they expect us to stay focused in, or insisting on brevity while they ramble on. It's all about double standards. These contradictions, whether minor or major, chip away at the team's trust, like slow leaks that eventually drain the well. And just like the body keeps score when it's mistreated, so do team members when they're let down. Even if it's not openly discussed, the damage builds up, leading to disengagement, frustration, and ultimately burnout. As leaders, we need to understand that every inconsistency gets logged, and it's our responsibility to prevent that. It's disheartening when leaders defend their behaviors without acknowledging the damage they inflict on the team. For example, communication is scrutinized so intensely that team members feel pressured to adhere to vague, shifting standards the leader doesn't apply to themselves. When mixed messages emerge and evolve, sometimes even within the same paragraph, it leaves the team to guess the next set of expectations. It creates an environment where team members log in each day wondering what new demand might be conjured up to justify a sense of authority. If anyone dares to seek clarity, they're met with a phrase like, "As leaders at your level, we expect you to have sound judgment," a thinly veiled threat that warns them to conform. This kind of atmosphere fosters silence and fear, entrenching the toxic culture and choking engagement. Such leadership not only undermines trust, but also weakens both employee morale and organizational goals. When leaders resort to veiled threats, e.g., if you don't stop adding comments to chats, we may need to reconsider your current role. Instead of fostering genuine respect and open dialogue, they fail both employees and customers. For example, in the past, even when I was asked to share my reporting requirements and responded in the team chat during a meeting, it was later criticized as a pattern of behavior rather than receiving constructive feedback. This approach doesn't build trust, it breaks it, stifling open communication, accountability, and the foundation of a productive, resilient workplace. I've always asked my team to hold me accountable, to call me out if I break my own rules. Because I'm human, I make mistakes. When they remind me, I don't retaliate, I thank them. Unlike insecure leaders who can't handle being held accountable, I know it's essential for growth. Accountability has to work both ways, or it means nothing. This practice aligns perfectly with Mariah Carey's Hero. The song speaks to finding strength and courage within yourself. And as a leader, you have to be that hero for your team. The line, "There's a hero if you look inside your heart," reminds us that leadership starts with self-awareness and integrity. When a leader shows up with consistency and leads by example, they inspire their team to believe in themselves. They create a space where others feel empowered to become heroes in their own right. That's what real leadership does. It doesn't just talk, it shows. Leadership should embody principles of trust and respect, encouraging shared ideas without fear and leading by example. Only then can a team truly thrive. What does not work so well? No bueno. When leaders fail to model the behavior they demand from others, it creates confusion and frustration. The team begins to wonder what the real expectations are. Mixed messages undermine trust, and when that happens, disengagement follows. Over time, people check out because they feel leadership isn't holding itself to the same standards. Whether leaders realize it or not, every action sets a precedent. If you want your team to be consistent, honest, and accountable, you need to live those values yourself. When you lead by example, your team is far more likely to give their best because they've seen you do the same. Ultimately, leadership isn't just about setting standards, it's about embodying them. Anything less only inspires us to update our resumes and start planning our exit. This concludes Chapter 46. Please proceed to Chapter 47. Adapt to diverse learning styles, teaching for individual and collective growth.